Let's try and make a live with it. It hasn't been done too much preparation, so let's see how it's working. Here we have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning in Edinburgh with sunshine, and there were some birds singing well. So now you know what we are in for. So the bracelet is made on a base of herringbone, flat herringbone, of 2 stacks with a turn. So the base is made with 8 toes and the turn with and then is embellished with squares, with pearls, and with sequins. This time I decided to make kind of a branch of a sequin, which is absolutely lovely. Let's try and see how it works. So as I was saying, we are going to use the base, the 8 O's and 11 O's for the turn. And for the embellishment, 6 millimeter pearls, 6 millimeter cubes, and I think these are kind of 3 millimeter round sequins. Okay, so let's quickly start our base. If this won't be clear for you, you can find more tutorials on my channel. So let's start the base with 4 8 O's. Go back up in a circle, but add them or arrange them as a stack, and then go back up. Okay, then again back down. What a beautiful sunshine. This is part of the pleasures of beading. Now we pick 2 8 O's, go back down and up again and down again to reinforce a little, and then up. So at the end of the third one, you have the thread coming out the opposite of the tail. And now for the last stack of 2, that will give us the set of 2 herringbone stacks or units. Okay, this goes down like this, and then up, and here I will make the first turn, and I pick up 1 15 0, not 15 0, 11 0, and go back up like this. And now we build up let's say a length of herringbone stitch, herringbone flat ribbon or bracelet or base. So pick up 2, go down the next one, up the third, and again 2, down, and pick up the 11 0 for the turn and go back up like this. And let's make together a few more. I haven't prepared any length in advance, so if we need to do some embellishment, we actually need to build up some of this base together. Okay. I wonder if I can zoom in any way. Can I zoom in? How do I zoom in? Enable flash, share, save highlight. Let me see. Oh, it's working. I'm so impressed. Look at that. Good. So hopefully now is better if I'm in the focus area. And let's make one more. And now we have the turn. Okay. And the thread came out. And one more. And we can start the embellishment. Just for the tutorial purposes. So you continue with this step until you have the length you need. Usually is kind of 6.5, between 6.5 and 7 inches, depending on the type of the clasp that you have. I usually stop at 6, and the rest that I need comes from the clasp. And now let's see how we work on our embellishment. So for the herringbone, when you are at the end of the length you need, I usually try to make sure that these two middle stay together. This is easy to do because here I usually attach obviously the clasp. So we also have a reason, but the main reason is just to keep them together, and to have a clasp would be kind of the secondary one. Okay, and I usually go back to the starting point just using maybe the side or even the central. It's just don't add another thread path, follow the thread path that is already there. And this way we move the thread back to the starting point. And why do I need to do this? Because the sequin branches will have a certain position that I think is nicer if we go with the thread back. If you don't want to go back through the length of the bracelet, you actually attach a new thread here for the embellishment. So for the embellishment, we are going to use the central row, kind of the beads, one bead from one stack, one bead from another stack. So let's use the first one. You can skip a few if you want, but because our length for our tutorial is so small, we are using every little bead we have available. So let's say that on this side, I want to use my first branch of sequins. And for this, with the thread coming out of the central bead, I pick up 115 one sequin, and I like to have with a concave up, another sequin, another 15 like this, And we can continue for one more. I think 3 gives a nice oh 3 gives a nice length and can be seen. If you want to have 4, it's fine. Now we pick up the stopper bead for the branch, so this will be skipped when we go back. So we skip, we go back through sequins and 15 O's until we go back to our original 8 from where the branch started. Oopsie. Easier said than done. Okay. We can do it. We can do it. Yes. And here you have one branch. It's really pretty. And now we can continue with branches only or alternate branch with a bead just for a little diversity. And for this, from the bead parallel, we go one bead up. So this would be the bead that is parallel with our branch, and now we go one up on the row aside. And here, let's say that the next one we would like to be a pearl, and we anchor the pearl first with a 15 and 11 and this is both for flexibility reasons and to actually cover a little the thread that shows, and then another 15. Why do I say 15 They are 11 O's. I don't know. Anyway, so this would be, and now we anchor it. We go to the left, one, and up. Now I continue with a cube. So I have the anchoring used for flexibility and to cover the thread. So it looks like this. Drop it down to the base. And now this is the next bead to the right. One and one up. And let's say that this would be the next. Oopsie, that's a difficult one. Okay. And here we have a branch, one. Let's see. One sequin, two sequins, three sequins. Yoo-hoo! And now the stopper bead for the branch. Then skip the stopper bead and go back through the beads and the sequins of the branch until you go to the base. So it would look like this. And then you go to the left in the equivalent bead of the other side. And then go one up and continue with your embellishment really as you want. Okay. I know it's a very small area, but you get it. And if you repeat this, you get this. It's very beautiful. I love it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it would be good to have a higher contrast for color from the designing point of view. So maybe if the sequins would be like a dark, I don't know, green or maybe a brown. But these were the sequins I had, and I love them. Why not? So this is how the design comes and how it's done. I hope the technical part of this live isn't too distracting. And just let me know in the comments if anything didn't go as expected. And thank you for watching. So happy I've done my first live. And I think the focus was decently good. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.